Alright guys, I'm going to try and keep the camera a little bit more steady and not get the finger in the frame of the picture or the video. So we got Crusty out here. Going to tear into him. Got the 19.9 perfectly tuned. Well, as perfect as I can get it. I might throw a set of spark plug wires on it. We got the fender on. We got the fender brace taillight panel put on. We got the wiring setting there ready to be plumbed in. Got the gas tank mounted with the bracket there. Seat pan on. We did take her for a couple romps. Did some wheelies with it. Everything's staying together, so we're going to continue on. It definitely needs front weight. It is a wheelie machine. What else do we do? We are going to paint that hood. I noticed there's a lot more dings and dents in it than I like. Especially that guy right there. But we're not going to get too carried away. I just want this one to look a lot better, but not perfect. But Crusty is on the chopping block. We're going to get him torn apart, get all that wiring, get the starter generator cover off. I'm going to make sure that this thing does everything it's supposed to do before I even put the dash on. It's going to charge, it's going to do everything. I'm going to put the battery tray in first. Just get everything working, get the gas line on, just everything. Make sure it's going to be good. Get it running better again. I'm going to get the coil mounted better, get a different plug wire. This one works, but it's kind of janky. Get a steering wheel on it. I probably will paint the seat pan because that red will bother me. And get the dash on it. I like the original floor mats, but they want to fall off all the time. I'll get some rubber cement or something, put them on. We'll probably go with a different set of ag tires in the back, maybe. But we are going to double stack. Which weights am I going to put on this? Probably those ones there. My generic wheel weights out there, and possibly maybe a set of plastic ones. I don't know. Do something with that. This is what's on the agenda for today. The dash on this was completely destroyed. Had a big crack down the center. The hood support rod that goes from the grill to the dash was broken inside the hole that mounts in this general area. The amp gauge hole was busted out of it. Holes drilled all through it, so when I tried taking stuff apart, it just did not want to, in the confinement of having everything in there. So I actually just busted it out around everything that's more important than the broken dash. So now I can dissect it, which I don't know. I think this headlight switch did work because I had it wired to the points, or to the coil, so that definitely works. It does look like hell, but it works even in its broken glory. Starter solenoid did work, but I don't think it's going to now. I think that might be part of my problem because that completely rusted off. We got a new regulator. We got a solenoid off the ST10s. One more of those left. Actually, maybe I don't. I think the SS12, Jehovah, and the Yellow Hydra stole them parts. And we got a Felix the Cat cameo going on again. What's going on, Cat? You like the tractors? Sniffing it out? What's that? The Yellow Hydra is your favorite. Well, it's mine, buddy. So you can't drive it. You don't even have thumbs. Get out of here. But anyways, enough of that. We will get the fuel system plumbed back in. What else needs done? I'd like to put a stack on this. This shusher is about had it. I need to clean the engine a little bit more. I did clean all these fins out when I first got this because this was another one just full of nest. Everything was just nesty material. It still has rust falling out from everywhere. That's why she's called Crusty. She's definitely crusty. When I took this off, this actually had like layers, like Pringles chips of rust built up on there. I had to hammer that off. That's why this is a different color of rust. Same with all this. That's why I'm kind of at the point I'm not going to try to restore it. I'm just going to leave it the way it is and clean it up as I go. And put some maybe better looking Jade Mist parts I have laying around on it. Someday it might get restored, but as of now I enjoy just looking at the way it's been for who knows how long. I did put a different front grille and hood on this because if people remember from Facebook, the hood was complete rust and the front grille was broken. This part was broken off of it. The bottom part was broken. So this guy's had a hard life. So, but it does run perfect. I have a spare rear end if somehow this one's full of water, but it worked perfectly fine, at least the last time I drove it around. It definitely needs a new clutch spring setup, because it just never had a lot of tension on the belt. You almost had to put your foot behind the clutch and drag it back. But I kept the vibe going, because I get some crusty looking parts, so I put a Crusty 3-point on Crusty to add to the crustiness. What else do we got? Oh, them are the John Deere wheels I put on there. They are chopped up pretty good, which I had a set identical to this is what I trade for that snowblower that guy brought me a couple weekends ago. Which he has one of these that he moved and he doesn't have room for it. He wanted to sell it to me. He watches some of my videos. I'd love to buy it, but I got way too many of them. So that's where we're at with that. But I do love the Briggs. I mean, if I had the room, it'd be here. Got to get rid of some to get some better ones in here. But we're going to probably get this cleaned up some. Get this saw cleaned out. It's just full of junk. I don't know what the hell's been living in it. I bought it, had a bunch of nest in it. Then I did the same thing as the previous owners. Now it has more nest in it. But this one actually, I went to go buy it and he wanted 200 bucks for it. And I was initially going to beat him up anyways because it was pretty rough. But then we get there and he said the motor turned over and the motor was actually locked up. There was a nest completely inside this tin work and nest material behind it. And then the mice must have peed all over the ignition coil and it glued itself to the magnet. So I had to clean that all up. But I did switch it to the other style ignition with the car coil and just put 12 volts to it. And I eliminated everything behind here anyway. So the flywheel's just doing the balancing of the engine right now. So I'm probably not, I was talking to you, Kyle, I don't think I'm going to be able to put the original style coil back on it, even though I have one. You can see how bad the bottom of this was rusted out. I actually remade all this. So the whole bottom is made, and then I seam sealed it and then just misted it with some Jade Mist. You really can't tell, and then I used that line on the Briggs & Stratton to just hide my work, which I didn't even sand that. I just left it crusty because once again it's crusty. Crusty doesn't mind. But I'll be surprised. I'll actually clean this up some and it might actually come back. I missed a Jade Mist on the fenders. The fenders were way worse than what they are now. They were just rust. But we'll clean her up and get this wiring going, and then I'll come back in a little bit and show you what I got done. So, see what we can get accomplished today. Alright guys, so one update, stupid little update, I know, but ground them off, got them nice and flat and smooth so nobody gets cut. And then here's where we're at with Crusty, now that I got the power tools out. Cut the heads off, ground that down smooth. We're going to mount the new electrical stuff, and I'm probably just going to transfer the wires from the old stuff to the new stuff as I'm taking it apart. So stuff stays where it's supposed to be, and I'll check them wires and clean them up, make sure they have continuity, and probably just run what I brung once again. But I don't have that ignition switch, so it might be fruitless, might not be. Going to take the starter generator apart. Probably will include that on this video if I get Kaylin down here, me taking it apart and what I usually do to inspect and look at them. So that's always a good one. People just deem them as bad, but a lot of times it's just corrosion on the inside. Especially this one. That actually was somewhat locked up, I do believe, or do remember. I had to get that free. I don't think I ever had it off. It sure looks original. Yeah, that wire's never been off. So we're going to do that, get that off, and I'll come back and we'll see how everything, how the cards lay. So, okay, it's been about 45 minutes since the last installment of this saga. Chipped off some more rust on here. I ground all this off. I don't know if that was in the last video. Got all that off. Got the regulator mounted, the new one. Another solenoid I found upstairs. I love these ones. It seems like they last forever. These original Sears ones. That one was off either the ST10 or another tractor I parted out. The tactic here has been every wire that I because I found, let me show you what I found. There's an SS15 I bought and parted out to make my Hydra-Track 14 clone that I'm doing, since I can't find one of those. It came with a nice ignition switch. That's the one that also donated the hood, the grill, and the dash that's sitting right there, which has the corner busted off. But somehow, when I took it apart, I must have kept all this stuff nice. Nothing got cut weird or anything. It must have came apart pretty easy. I can't actually remember. But it had the ground wire for around the ignition switch. It like has everything untouched. Everything seems pretty nice condition. But as I go along, I've just been pulling on connections. If something doesn't seem right, I just change it. What it's looking like is I'm just going to end up changing it all. Be the simplest, easiest way to know that everything is good. So far we got the stuff mounted on there, like I said. Everything ground down. I got everything like triple grounded, because I always have ground issues, especially with all this damn rust that's on here. Got the positive cable going. I'm probably just going to make a nice short one to go from there to the starter generator and do the same with the ground wire. Put it to a head bolt probably, or run it down to the starter generator like this. Or I'll keep the crappy one that's on the starter generator, run it to the battery, put a new end on here, get another one from the engine block to the battery, so we have double ground on that. All these wires, I have the wiring, I have the connectors, so I'm just probably going to change them all, even though they seem okay. Because once it's together, I don't want to take it apart. But we got lucky. This is an actual ignition switch, just like the old one, which might be kicking around here. Of course not. Oh, right there it is, right in front of me. You guys probably saw it before I did. But this thing is just crusty. Absolutely crusty. The connections are kind of wonky. The metal, I can, just by bending it, it bends really easy. Everything's fatigued. And when I tried making this charge, somebody told me to ground, I'm probably going to say the wrong one. I think I grounded this one. And as I did that, it started charging. But then once I tried shutting it off, the key just, or the starter generator just kept going, trying to start it up. So I fried something either in this starter generator, which I'm taking apart. I have others. I will make a good one out of all of them. It'll be troweled, tested, mother approved before I put it back together with the dash. What else? We are going to continue with our, well, I'm not going to continue with this. This was just hokey, and I did it real quick and to see if it would run, and then I just kept it that way because I guess I was lazy on this one. But what we're going to do is run the wire differently for the coil ignition. I'm going to put a new spark plug wire because that's hokey. Run the wiring behind the flywheel shroud up here. When I do the headlight wiring, run them right beside each other. What else? Oh, where the fuse holder is on the dash, that's where that story was going. Where the fuse holder is originally, I'm just going to put the toggle switch for me to activate the points on and off. So I don't drill any holes, and then I'll have the headlight one right next to it. So 2 toggle switches doing 2 different things. I don't want to do it on the same circuit like I was doing, even though I didn't have the headlights wired up. So this is going pretty smooth. It's a combination of the ST10s I parted out and the SS15 that I got and parted out. And if you're wondering why I parted out the SS15, it was the motor was torn into, the cylinder head hole was stripped out. This hood isn't perfect. There's a lot of things that were wrong with it. The steering was wonky. I do believe the fenders were all beat to hell. The running boards were beat to hell. I did get the rear end out of it and stuff, but I got a good deal on it, and that was when I was dead set on making a Hydra-Track 14. And I had to find a donor, and that was a good cheap donor on the Facebook group that I bought, and it's helping this one, which this one's way uglier than that one was, but for some reason I just like this one more. So, it is what it is. Oh, and it was like a really crappy paint job with that sail blue from Walmart. It was completely wrong and just goofy. Didn't want to tear into it. I like restoring ones that I can see what's there, even if it's crappy. At least you know what you're getting into from the start. But this wiring's going pretty smooth. If it stays about the same temperature as now, I might just throw a battery in there and get it. Might leave the battery cables extra long and set the battery back here on the shifter plate and see if it turns over and does everything it's supposed to do. I'd love to get it running again today. Probably put the battery tray in, it might make it easier, to be honest. The ignition switch will be grounded with that little wire I showed you, so that'll be good. And all in all, everything's going pretty smooth. See what we can get accomplished here. Hopefully we'll get it started, or at least wired and turning over. I would be happy with that. So let me get back after it. Okay guys, so I got the wiring all done. I went a little overboard with this charging wire, but I figured something that's doing that much work can be a thicker gauge. I had it. I normally can't use it because it's so big, but I had them connectors that went on there perfect. Now I marked these so they went the right way, the same orientation that they were on the other one. This post on the key switch I ruled out to just being for the grounding of the original ignition coil for the solid state or magnetron or whatever kind of ignition that this had. I don't think it's solid state, I think it is the magnetron or whatever you call it. I put the battery in it and stole it out of the yellow hydro. Stealing the key out of it as well. I have other keys, but they're upstairs. We don't like walking up there. I live up there, that top part. So you guys are going to get to see if this is a success or if it is a failure or anything else. Got all the ground wires on. I did make a new positive wire, extra long. Another ground goes to the block. Have the other ground, the original one. I'll probably just keep doing this, or I might go buy another two pack of the connectors, cut it back a little bit, put a new connector on it. But that one goes down to the starter generator, so you have it double grounded, one positive. It's only doing one job, going through the solenoid, and then boom. So no need for two positives, but more grounds equals more better. So if it turns over, this is a success. I don't see any smoke being let out yet. The key is in the on position. Alright. Okay, well, it tried starting. That's good. Is the belt even on there? Yeah, there's a belt on there. Well, we did fix something. It's trying to do its hardest. I was going to take the starter generator off, but my rule of thinking, my boss instilled in my mind, is that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to fix all the other outliers, the things that were obviously wrong. Save me time from even taking the starter generator off or doing anything, because you can hear it turns that thing over slicker than shit. The belt's just super loose, and that is because of the battery tray being removed, and it got loose because that bolt's not holding the adjustment rod on anymore. Let's see if it still turns it over faster. We'll just pry the starter out. Let me set you guys up. Alright, you guys can see. I got you set up on the VP Racing fuel container. This is the issue right there because that bolt's not in. And rusty as shit. There we go. Got our adjustment back. Now it won't start because I don't have the ignition wired up yet or anything. But we got turning over ability. Next step will be, it turns it over plenty fast enough for this old girl because it takes one big gulp of gas, it starts right up. At least that's how it was before. I gotta find a filter, so if anybody knows a filter number for these guys, let me know. That would be awesome, because I've been rocking no air filter, which these things are so damn sensitive. I put a new one of these. It wasn't on this one, I'm being a liar. Maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was this one. I hammered that freeze plug looking thing onto one of them. I did that and it ran completely different. Then you put an air filter on one of these, it runs completely different. So they are very sensitive, that updraft carb. But we got to get the ignition wired in. I feel confident. I might leave the battery tray out for now because I don't need the clutch ability. I will put the dash tower on loosely just so everything's setting on there, and then we will see if it charges. I might just throw a bolt in here and adjust the starter generator correctly, but if it doesn't charge, then I can pretty much rule out Everything else, just the starter generator must not be creating any voltage. So I'm gonna go find some toggle switches. I'll probably put a bolt in this, just this guy, adjust this, make it so the starter generator does its job, have the dash slid on with no steering wheel, leave the battery where it's setting. I'll probably take the belt off so I don't have anything crazy happening where the belt's trying to eat all the wires. And then I'll wire the points wire, and if I feel froggy, I will wire the headlights. Which I'm going to look it up, but I'm pretty sure on this tractor nobody had this wired for the lights, which I'm 99.8% sure that that is for lights accessories. They have it jumped off of which one was it? Off of this post here, but I feel that that's dumb, because you're getting the juice from that wire off of the regulator. It goes up to the amp gauge what you're reading, and then you're trying to steal away some before it even gets to the battery for the lights. Doesn't make sense. So we might just stack them on this, or for the headlight at least on this one, and then the points will be directly off the battery wire down there, so I have direct battery voltage to it. And then that'd be about it. So let me go find some toggle switches. This is the dash that I got off that SS15. This fuse holder is probably junk, but I honestly just hate having, fuses are nice, but I just hate having other variables. I'd rather the wiring just burn up if something goes wrong, as dumb as that sounds. But we'll put the toggle switch there, put the points one there, and I just gotta go find maybe some original Sears ones. Would be awesome to have two of them double stacked on there. And that's it. Once again, if somebody knows the part number for that filter, let me know, because I don't even have any to take to even show. All mine were missing. There might be one on the Suburban 15 at the storage unit, but I don't know. I'm hearing it's there. So, and after work I normally don't even want to go to the storage unit. But let me go find some toggle switches and see what we can accomplish some more today. Okay, the horde did not fail once again. We found two toggle switches. Both of them worked. I checked them repeatedly, probably at least 30 times, just to quadruple 30 time check it, I guess. Here's a tech tip for anybody wiring a Sears Suburban. If you go to Advance or Napa, they sell trailer wiring harness kits, and they come with the 4 wires together like this, glued together, for you to send her on back to your trailer lights. What I like to do is, like on the headlights and the coil wire up there, or if you have 2 wires that have to go to a certain place and they're real close to each other, keep them together. They're a different color. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put 2 different connections right there, one for the headlight, one for the points, or vice versa, doesn't matter. We're going to keep the yellow for the points. In my mind, it's like a higher voltage color. Makes you think something electrical, both electrical, but you know what I mean. This is doing the points. The yellow makes me think that. Green just means I'll just think go, I guess. That's for the lights. So yellow for the points, green for the lights. So we'll just run that down through there underneath the flywheel shroud, and up here in the one will go to the points, or to the coil, and then one to the headlights. So let me get after that. I got all the contacts cleaned. Like I said, I triple checked them. Everything's going to be good. So we might hear it fire up. If I could hear it, if I just squirt some gas down the spark plug hole and get a little bit of breath of life back in it once more, I'll be happy for today. It doesn't look like it, but it is probably... Oh, there's a thermostat up here. It says 40 degrees, but that fucker's a liar. I'm telling you that. The wind chill definitely is freezing me out. I had to go upstairs for about 10 minutes just to thaw out for a little bit. But let me wire these up. We'll see if we can at least get it just to go chitty chitty bang bang today. That's all I want. And then we'll get the rest of this all buttoned up, make sure it charges. If it charges, game on. We put the battery tray back in it, and then we'll be pulling the rear end out of this to lock it. And then I'm getting a center link from my buddy that's making them. It's going to go on this one, and the 19.9, I almost said 500,000. But we'll have this all done, and then all it'll be is tires and a belt. and this puppy will be ready as well. So things are moving this weekend. The weather's supposed to be nicer this week, so when I get home I will be busy, busy, busy. So let me see if I can get this wired, guys. Okay guys, I know, another rat's nest of wiring this time. No, it's not that bad. I'm gonna zip tie it together and make it look a little bit better, and I know I used a lot of yellow, but I'd end up taking this off anyways. If I have to rewire it, I'd be able to see where they go. But I got the only wire I reused was the taillight wiring, because I really don't want to be on the cold ground. I don't even want to be out here right now, but enough bitching. So I got the wire ran to the points, or to the coil. I keep saying points, but I mean coil. Got the power wire, the yellow one there, and we got our green wire, which is for the headlights. I did check a few things before I made this. This is for the headlights, so the green one should be live, and if you touch it to there, we're gonna have headlights when I wire it up the rest of the way. So the green wire is working, toggle switch is working, all's happy in the life of the headlights. And it's nicely marked, lights. Now the one for the points would be this guy. And that one, we don't have a cool headlight to light it up, but we have Mr. Power Probe. I borrowed my boss's at work, so I brought mine home. But as you can see, 12 volts at the coil. For the 12 volt coil, you take it away, you come out here, and now we have a ground, which it's because it's reading it through the other side of the coil. So call me Thomas Edison. We got her wired up. Now I wonder if the spark plug lasted this whole time and it still sparks and the points aren't dirty. So let me get a spark plug wrench socket, get that out, and we will see if it has spark, and then we will know that it'll run. And maybe I'll squirt some fuel down there. Hold on. Alright guys, can you see it? I can see it. Ignition, check. Ignition switch to the on position, and go. You dirty bastard. Not all is for naught. Let's try one more time. Ignition on. Ooh. I think we done run the battery down. I saw a spark and now nothing. Some more diagnoses. The battery might just be run down because I've been playing with it too much. Oh, come on, Jeff. You won't know nothing if you don't have it connected. Oh, shut up. And for demonstrations, we'll put the annoying thing on. Yeah, maybe not. I can't deal with that. If that lights up, the solenoid's working, it's getting juice down there, just maybe not enough. You can tell me that starter solenoid's bad. Well, poop. Just when you think you have her fucking licked. That's what's wrong. Contacts in the starter solenoid are dirty. You heard it there, boys. She tried turning over again. Now, it might be fine. I'm probably just going to run her. But there's a variable now. But if worse comes to worse, I can still get her running. But we have spark. You guys saw it there. The aluminum, when I had it laying there, must not have been good enough. You put it on a head bolt. That bad boy was sparking like a brand new one. So that's about it for today, guys. I'm going to clean up around here. The sun is going down. Jehovah's getting antsy over there. So until next weekend, or maybe a midweek video, that'll be it. So tell me what you guys think. That's a little bit of a how-to video, and we made some pretty good progress, I think. So old Crusty, it's been down for a long time, but she's coming around. So, talk to you guys later. Okay, I lied. I thought I was going to go upstairs, but the bug kept biting at me. I had to keep tinkering on it. Got a new spark plug wire on. Got the headlight wiring up here. I think I showed you that. And the rat's nest is organized rat's nest now. A lot of this stuff in the way, but I have it all zip tied, the wire loomed. Stuff's going in the direction that everything else is going. We're gonna get the steering wheel. Oh, and I found out why I wasn't starting. It was not the starter solenoid. The brushes on the starter generator must be dirty or something along those lines. I don't want this shut now. And so I'm gonna have to take the starter generator off, clean it, which is good anyways. I'll grease the bearings on either end of it and make that a lot happier. But here's like an overall what she's gonna look like. It's gonna have ag tires on the front. Probably not a stack. Probably keep it quiet. The stacks are pretty quiet, but with the time constraints, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it all done. But if I'm able to, then maybe a stack. Got the 99 moved out of the way. I'm always afraid of the kids around here jumping on one and just taking her for a burn, never coming back. Wouldn't mind if they brought it back. But the 99, I tuned it a little bit more. It's typical owning, problematic. We had some gas spillage on my paint. I'm hoping it'll polish off, but once again, we weren't going for perfection. We're just looking for making it look better. I know it's childish, but I just figured I'd put that sticker on there. Made me giggle, so you can always take it off. But the decals are on the way. She's pretty much ready to go. I was beating the hell out of it, revving it up, and trying to simulate as much as I could as if I was in a field somewhere, hammering on it, and it seems to be okay. Gonna do one more oil change because the oil was pitch black as that grill, and that should be fine. Hers is parked on the patio stones now, out of the way. I got the gas cap covered because I already know that'll be the next thing. I'll be at work, it'll start raining, and it'll just dawn on me that I didn't put anything on there. Just keep that from getting water in there. We're gonna keep playing with this to make it look better. I'm gonna put a seat cover on there because I had it hanging up and I missed the whole back lip of it. Didn't get that painted. So we'll cover that up. Plus it'll make my butt a little bit more cushy for the hours upon hours plowing. But this one will get cleaned up. Yellow Hydro got its battery stolen for about the 10th time. Oh, I stole the bulb out of it. I got the taillight bulb on that working. Headlights will work, both of them are good. Just gotta wire them. Did I tell you that it did charge? I did have the power probe on there, and as soon I got it running too. I should have had it videoed, but it all happened so quick. I just was kind of playing and seeing if stuff would happen. But I had the power probe setting on it. It did charge. It went up to 13 something volts with no battery charge or nothing on it. So I doubt the battery made that happen on its own. But it is still in the preliminary time, so other problems could arise. It could have been a fluke, but I don't think. 13 volts doesn't just fall out of the sky. So that's where we're at. Hubcaps will be coming off. Maybe leave the front ones on, but they'll probably just get beat up, so probably not. We're going to clean her up. This one is not getting beautified, just some things fixed. The clutch spring is messed up. Got to get that fixed. Glue the grippy tape or grippy running board things on and go from there. But at most it might get the hood painted white or something because it's been my workbench. I know Dave here, you don't like me using them as workbenches. I'm going to try and stop that. You can see it from my other projects. This is Matt Cain's doing right there. Bondo dripping off when I was doing some of his parts. I used it as a workbench. But try and stop doing that. But that's where we're at with it. Got everything cleaned up back here. I'm pooped. It's been a whole day. It's been like a whole work shift. So making it happen, making things happen. We'll be there. 3 strong. Tecumseh, Onan, and Briggs. All in one truckload. So this is the time I'm signing off, and I might add the little wheelie video I have of doing wheelies with the 19.9. But that's it, guys. Talk to you later.